Okay, so I'm going to close this garage door down a little bit. Oh, that's right. This stupid garage, I can't just go halfway down and stop it. It's got to go all the way down, and then I can raise it. Let's get this out of the way. I can raise it and stop it halfway. I can't, it just won't do it. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way down. Take it all the way. And now I'll take it back up. Look at that gap. I guess it's about the same. I guess it's about, well, no. See, that side's up higher, and boy, when it closes back down, hopefully it'll smash down far enough, and this side will go down far enough to not allow the mice to come in. This thing should be more level, and I don't know if the bottom of the floor is lower on this side or what. And there's no way I want anybody to come back here and adjust the door or anything like that. I think I don't think that's going to be a real issue, but I guess we'll soon find out, eh? Okay, and I almost let it up too high. Okay, so I'll get over here, and I had a little broom somewhere, but I'm just gonna kind of look at this. I got a little toothbrush as my broom. I wasn't gonna wear my eye protecting goggles, but you know, you never know when something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I don't know what the deal is with that. Well, that's just the screws to attach this bottom thing on there. Because at first, like I said, I've never done one of these before. I didn't know if the whole metal thing came down or what the deal was. If I went to the store, yeah. Video Joe didn't know how to do it? Yeah. I didn't know how to do it. Okay. It actually looks pretty good, but you see, even if I had the door right there, it's like, oh, you should be able to put it on right there. I can't put it on from over here and slide it through because this rail's in the way. I would have to kind of bend it, or I'd have to come up and then like that, little bit. Do you see what I mean? And so I don't think I could do it. If I had somebody over here, they could kind of pull it over as I'm or pushing it over this way as I'm pulling from the other end, you know, as I'm going, you know. But I don't want to take the chance of it not sliding easily enough. So I've got some spray here. I was gonna do this with WD-40, and it said, hey, just use some soapy water. So I just got some hand soap, put it in here, had an empty bottle, and I'm just gonna spray it on here. Right on the groove. Okay. And that's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. Do I need to really show you this part? Probably not. But hey, if you're drinking your favorite cup of Joe while you're watching this, you're watching me struggle, just have at it. Okay? I'm just showing you this because you'll know any average Joe can do this, and this is what you're going to be up against if you decide to do it on your own. Okay. Now, that should be easy enough for that to pull through there. So I don't even think I really need to wipe it off per se. Do I even have a little rag somewhere? Nah, I don't think I need to mess with, wiping the outside off or anything. Okay, and I'm just gonna let that sit for a few minutes while I get my sealer here. And like I say, I could have bought one that was about $7 cheaper than this one. But this one says it's 27% stronger. And maybe that'll prevent it from ripping like this other one. Okay. It says seals gaps up to 3/4 of an inch. See right there. So even if it's tight on the one end of the garage, I'm thinking if I were to put a level on this floor, on this garage floor, I'll bet you it's lower at that end, just slightly. It's supposed to be flat here, and then it's supposed to be higher at that end, coming out this way. But even the bricks. Oh, you know what? It almost. I think I can see what's slightly going on. This is a brick pavers driveway, and I've worked on this before. If you've seen my other videos, this was all sunken down over here and over there, and some section in there. I had to kind of pull that up, put some sand under there and stuff. But see the lip here. It looks like this side's down about half an inch. We come over here and look at this side. See, look at that. It's pretty much flush. I think that's what's going on. So later on, I'm not going to do it now, and see, this is slightly up too. So see, I could pull these out. I'm not going to do that on this video. I could pull those out to maybe about here. Although see, here is about fine, and then it comes up to almost flush again, and then it goes back down. You see that? So I could take these out all the way from about there to there, redo the sand, kind of scrape out the sand, and then put these back in. I think I'll do that. I don't think I'm going to do it right this minute, but I want to see how well this sealer is going to be to keep the mices out of the garage, and I think it's going to work. Even with this being up high, because it should mash up the sealer here more so than over there. Does that make sense? I mean, we'll see if that works, depending on how stiff the garage door has been adjusted and all that kind of stuff, to make sure that the door goes down far enough to kind of smash this side down to let that side go down just a hair further. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm hoping it makes sense to you. And I look at this, and when I was at the store, I thought, I measured the slots to see how far apart they were, and they were 1 5/8 inches apart, from here to there. And I just did that for kicks before I went to the store, because I wasn't sure if they had more than one size of sealer that goes on the bottom. And when I was there, they didn't. All they had was this here, and they had a real cheap one for about $11, and then they had a standard one that was about $19, $20. Then they had this one about $28. And they were all 18 foot long, even though I only need 8 feet. But see how it's flat like that, and it's got the groove? See? Same. It's the same as this other one. Let's just see. I'm just curious for myself. This thing's been in there over 18 years, maybe 20 years. And when I hold it on there, look, this one here is about a 1/2 inch wider than this one. But I don't think that's going to matter because when I put it on there, it's going to flatten out and everything, and it should be fine. You know, they're all, like I said, they're all standard when you go to the store. And see, this side's got some grooves on it. I think you can see that. This side is smooth. I'm gonna put the groove side facing down, and that's what they had before. You looked at this before. You see, they had it flat like that, and they had the grooves here. And see how dirty this gets here? Like that. And with it ripped in and everything. Well, you're not going to see any of that with it being black, right? And so maybe 20 years ago, maybe they only had the medium gray color. And then they said, phooey on that, let's just do black from now on. And MD, you know, MD is a popular company for weather stripping. Okay? And maybe they found that they were selling more black than anything else. And more people, standard garage doors are for double car garage doors, and the strip was 18 feet long. And they decided, hey, this is our highest seller, and that's the only one we're going to carry. I don't know. I have no idea. But now you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up there with that. I'm going to straighten this out on the ground or something. If it was the summer, I would straighten this out in the sun and let it sit for a little bit. In fact, I could put it in the sun right here, couldn't I? And just unroll it. So it's going to stay flat in there. I'm going to back roll it just at the end. And maybe I'll let it sit here just for a few minutes. It's not that warm outside, though, even though it's sunny. I'm going to roll it the opposite direction right here, just for a little, kind of push on it a little. Okay. And there it sets. And it's actually laying pretty flat, isn't it? And see, this side's a little wavy, and that side, maybe I'll take that, and I'll start that up here, and this will be the section that I cut off. But I'm just gonna lay it up there. I'm not even gonna measure it. I mean, I could measure it. I could measure it 10.5 feet long if I want, and cut it before I put it up there. Then you just have to make sure you go the extra mile and you measure this. Last thing you want is to make any assumptions, right? Any assumptions. You don't want that when you're getting ready to cut something. And you want to make sure you get to the very end. And in fact, I might even end up pulling it and letting it stick over just a hair further on both ends and cut it long. And then I can always trim it after. See, that's 10 feet. I could cut it 10'6", 10'2", and then I can run it. I can cut it a little bit, just long over there, thinking, hey, if there's something else down here at the bottom that may be letting the mice in. See, when I look at this, I see where this comes out. This actually is about the edge of this wood, right? We look down here at the edge of the wood. That should be fine. Because see, here you've got the trim, and then under the trim you got the stucco that's up a little bit off of the brick, and if you cut the insulation, the rubber gasket too short, you could have a mouse still crawl through that and shimmy right in underneath this area. It's amazing how small of a gap. See that little gap? They could probably crawl through that. And I could clean all that up, and I could caulk that too when it's all said and done. But see, as long as I know that's where the edge is going to go, if I cut it flush, or run it flush to there and cut it flush on this other end. Let's look at the other end. See where it's flush here. The actual edge of the door is about 3/8 of an inch over the end of there. So if anything, I could run this side and cut it, you know, flush with that, or even let it stick over 1/8 of an inch or something like that. When I look down here, we're about 1/3 of the way into the wood, right? Okay, so we go down here, and oh, what's that? And we're 1/3 of the way into the wood right there, and that should be fine. That should be fine, because this trim or this stucco is down flush. They started this brickwork flush here, and on the other side it goes underneath this stucco. Okay, so that should be fine on that side. See how the stucco's up above the brick pavers there, but on this side it's flush. See there? Okay, so what does that tell me? That tells me even if I cut it right to this point, I'm probably okay, but chances are I'll let it stick out to there. Okay, I'm gonna do a little trial and error thing and just see if I can bend it up like that. I don't really want to do it that way. I probably could, because see how far you can bend this over? It would probably work just fine. I'll try that here in a minute before getting way up high over there and getting awkward over here. I've got all this stuff in my way and everything. I'll just try that first and see if it's going to work. I kind of have my doubts though. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. I never know what I'm gonna show next, so you might want to just stick around and see. It might save you some money around the house.